Welcome back in, everybody, to the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame, intermission, postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and west of Russ, because he's in Europe. Flyers taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. I feel like we just did this. We're back again 48 hours later for the rematch. Lightning coming in now a 9-game winning streak. They're one win away from matching a franchise record, actually. It'll be the fourth time in their franchise's history that they've had a winning streak of 10 or more games.
Oh, that's a good note for me for the AP tonight.
If they win. But they're not going to, because guess what? Dan Vladar back in net. We talked about it post-game. It was under the assumption, and we were correct, Vladar back in the crease. And then I would say probably the two biggest elephants in the room coming into tonight, the status of Bobby Brink and Travis Konecny. Bobby Brink earlier this afternoon was already ruled out, and I think as of right now, Konecny is still game-time decision technically, but...
I feel like he might be on the ice behind us right now. I can't see. Obviously, I'm looking at the camera.
He was at morning skate today, and looked like he was pretty mobile.
Him and Grunstrom, who missed practice yesterday because he was sick, wasn't feeling well. He's also game time decision.
By the way, we do have to give a shout out to the NBA schedule makers. They scheduled a 76ers versus Raptors 7:30 game today in the Great White North. So no pregame radio at 97.5, which means Bundy's with us pregame today. Bundy, how you doing? You feeling a little bit better today? Or what?
Yeah, feeling a little bit better. Yeah, I was worn down the other night, and figured it'd be good to kind of hit the building early.
You didn't miss anything.
No, I know. I listened on the radio on the way home.
You didn't miss a damn thing.
Yeah.
You didn't miss a damn thing. So, yeah, I mean, a lot will – I think tonight we'll get into our picks later, but I think tonight we're going to have a much closer game. Obviously, because of the goalie difference, that's one thing. But I think, if you get your rear end handed to you like you did the other night, I think the team comes out with a little bit of – a little different attitude tonight. Like, you ain't doing that again to us.
Yeah, well,
right?
That's what you want.
Right?
That's the response you want from the Flyers tonight, yeah.
Yeah, and so I think whether they win or lose the game, I think it's a much closer game tonight. I just do, just in general. Get that sense from the team being how they are, how they play under Tocchet. They never let, one really bad game leak into another really bad game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they've had an unbelievable record coming off a regulation loss.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to muster up more of that tonight to take down this Tampa Bay team who's won 9 in a row. As Andrew just said, looking for their 10th. They were really good the other night. Tampa was excellent here in Philadelphia the other night. The Flyers' goal tonight will be to take them off their mantle a little bit and try to find a way to stagger their offense.
Nikita Kucherov. Bundy, this is like 1980s type numbers he's putting up.
Yeah, I know.
He's got 45 points in his last 21 games.
Yeah.
That's more than 2 points a game.
Yeah, the other guys doing that too are McKinnon and McDavid.
Yeah.
They're the only 3 guys putting up those kind of – well, and Celebrini too.
Yeah, a little bit.
But those 4 guys, really, they're the ones that are doing it.
It's just it was a mind-boggling number when I saw it. It's like, it's one thing when you put up he had 15 points in the last 7 games. All right, well, it's 7 games. It's a real hot streak. When you're talking 21 games, that's half the season so far.
Yeah, he's got what is it now? Is it an 8-game multi-point streak going?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it was 9-game winning streak. But I think for him,
every game that they've won, he's had more than 2
points in each game. Yeah,
or 2 or more points in each game. Yeah, it's been absolutely unbelievable, just absolutely unbelievable. So, but anyway, it's been that's going to be an interesting thing to see how they match up with it, because if you recall, the other night he started the what line did he start on? He started Couturier's line.
Yes,
against Kucherov. Kucherov scored in his first 2 shifts. And then from there, it was kind of like a mishmash of trying to figure out who to match up against him. They kind of put Cates and Dvorak together and try to play the 2 of them against Kucherov. Kind of took him out of the, I know he had 2 more assists later, but they were much later once the game was kind of getting out of hand. And then, in the third period, because they were trying to score, try and stay in the game, they kind of loaded up the offensive line. Didn't really work out for them. I'd be curious to see how Tocchet tackles that line tonight.
Yeah, and whoever's out against him is just going to have to flat out be better than them. If it's a defenseman matchup they want, if it's Sanheim and York, those guys have to step up the bat and shut that line down. So I hate when people say, you can get a point or 2 off those guys to still win the game. No. Your job is to shut them out.
Right.
That's what the mindset should be, is to close the door on them. Now, it's easier said than done. It's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to do it. But that has to be a line tonight, a matchup tonight for those defensemen. They've got to be really, really hard on those guys, and they got to take away time and space. Last game, too many turnovers in the neutral zone, which Tampa Bay came back on a lot of the time, and the Flyers quite simply just were not hard on them.
Yeah.
Are we getting trolled here? Is this real?
What's that?
There's a rumor that Mitch Cubs going back to the KHL.
No, where are you seeing that at?
Somebody put it in the. Put it in the. I didn't think so. That doesn't sound right. But
No.
I'm going to say probably not.
No, I would have heard of something like that was happening. No.
A wild turn of events.
It would be wild. Hey, by the way, and I want to give our good friend Jason Mercedes some credit on this because he's the one who sent it over to me. So I'm going to throw some fancy stats at you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Fancy stats are just what they are. They're fancy stats. But for goalies, I find them a little bit more interesting, and I'll explain why. So Dan Vladar, so far this season, his expected save percentage, not the actual one, but his expected save percentage is .894. Okay? All right? League average is .888, expected save percentage.
Okay.
He's outperforming it by a full 1%. So basically, for every 100 chances that he's giving up one less goal than he should.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so that's where he's at. All right? That ranks 11th in the NHL amongst starting goalies. Pretty good.
Expected save percentage?
That's his expected save percentage. Okay.
Sounds like a rough stat.
All right, it is. That's why I said, but it's interesting because he's performing better than what the analytics are saying. That's basically what it is, right?
Fair enough.
All right. Sam Erson's expected save percentage is .877, but he's underperforming it by 3%. So basically 3 goals more every 100 chances than the average goalie in the NHL.
Right.
So therein lies the difference. So you're getting Vladar playing 1 goal better than league average per 100 chances, and Erson's 3 goals worse per 100 chances.
Are these like legit chances, or just every shot that they face?
No, chances. Like, it's not every shot. It's so expected save. Well, I shouldn't say that. Expected save percentage is every shot.
Per se, like, it's not like some weak wrist shot from the blue line. Like, these are legitimate, like,
No, it's still. But on that weak wrist shot from the blue line, you're expected to make that save.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So that counts under an expected save. But there are chances that they go, oh well, that should have been a goal, but the goalie made a great save. That doesn't count in the expected save percentage. That's how Vladar's ahead of it. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's from a high percentage scoring area. The goal chance, the analytics say the goal chance going in was probably 70%, and Vladar made the save. So that's how he gets above the expected save percentage. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
So like the second Kucherov goal from the other night, that probably plummeted his expected save percentage.
Yeah. I would say that Erson's numbers got hurt pretty bad.
That would be one of the 3, probably.
Yes. It got hurt pretty bad by that last game. So, but anyway, so he ranks, just so you know, in that metric, he ranks 66th out of 68 goalies in the NHL.
That's Erson. Yeah.
I read your right before we went on. I read your piece on Patterson
from the other day
about Erson. Yeah. The stat that blew my mind was I think you said 55 goalies that have played at least 15 games.
Yeah.
He's dead last in save percentage among those 55.
And not only is he dead last at .858, the next worst save percent. Usually, when you have your save percentage rankings, it's by like you're only off by like 1/100th of a point. He's 8 behind the next worst guy. The next worst guy is .866. He's .858. So.
He's had a rough go this year. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, we were talking about it. Like, so what do you do, right? I mean, you got a game coming up. You got a road trip coming up here. We got back-to-back games on Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah. Buffalo and Pittsburgh.
And Pittsburgh. Buffalo's playing fantastic hockey. Pittsburgh's playing pretty good hockey themselves, right?
So 1 point behind the Flyers.
Both teams are playing pretty good hockey. What do you like? What do you do? Do you? I personally, Bundy, would not go back to Sam Erson. I would not. But, as someone said earlier before we went live, is Kolosov a better option at this point?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the question, right?
Right.
Like it's hard to tell because nobody was frothing at the mouth for Kolosov last year either.
Right.
Now the fact is you have a goalie that's really struggled in Sam Ersson, and you're thinking we'll take any goaltender.
Right.
And I don't know if that's the answer either.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up. I have some prospect from the prospect report. I have their numbers, and Kolosov's been solid for the Phantoms in 19 games for them. 9-9-1, but the record, or 9-9-3 rather. The record is not as important. I'm sorry, it's 9-9-1. I was right. 2 shutouts, 2.54 goals against, 908 save percentage. That's the AHL.
Yeah,
it's not the NHL, but that's still better than what he was doing last year in the AHL when he was down there, and the short stints that he was down there. Mm-hmm. So you got to look at it and go, okay, is there some improvement, enough improvement there to say, let's give him a chance up here. Let's give him, even if it's only a couple games.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, and they can bring him up without doing anything with Sam, right? They have to clear a roster spot.
They would have to clear a roster spot. So what you could do, if you wanted, you could send like Denver Barkey back down,
right,
and carry 3 goalies for. If you want to get really creative, you could carry 3 goalies for 5 games, and then you could send Ersson out on a 2-week conditioning assignment,
right,
and that kind of gets you to the Olympic break.
Yeah,
right, and then you can figure it out after that. So, like, if you wanted to play games with the schedule that way, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, makes sense.
You know, so that's really it. I mean, that's really the only option that you can try,
unless you just flat out waive them.
But then you don't have the depth. That's
right.
The problem. They don't. You're basically leaving. Then you have Carson Bjarnason down there, right?
Yeah.
Who's played great.
Yeah,
but they don't want
3-1 or whatever.
Yeah, but you don't want to. Oh, and his numbers are even better than Kolosov's, but he's not ready for the NHL. 9-3-3, 247 goals against, 910 save percentage.
Yeah,
that's pretty good for first year in the American Hockey League. That's impressive, and the Flyers are happy with that. But you're not calling that kid up to the NHL and throwing him into the middle of this with that little experience at the pro level.
Yeah.
Right? So if you call up Kolosov, now all of a sudden Bjarnason's got to play a bunch of those games down there for the Phantoms. Because then I guess there's that guy, Yanov Peretz, that they have, like, who's played 1 game for them. I mean, I guess he could potentially start for the Phantoms as well. But I mean, it's not the most ideal situation. You want to keep one of these guys there. I think you can kind of fudge it for a few games, like I said, and then you go back to one of them being down there, Ersson on a conditioning assignment. Once you hit the Olympic break, you could send Kolosov back down to the Phantoms, and then maybe coming out of the Olympic break, you make a trade for a backup goalie.
Yeah.
Like, right? That makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, just get to the Olympic break. Essentially what you're saying. Yeah, figure out a way to kind of maneuver your way through that. Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's 10 games left before the Olympic break, something like that?
Yeah.
You really only need the backup guy to play 2.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 until that point, right? Like, that's why I think it's okay to go. It can't be worse than what Sam Ersson's given.
No, definitely not.
No.
But by the way, I just looked. So Kolosov had 2 appearances this season.
Yeah.
One was November 1st. He came on in relief and went 7 for 7.
Yeah.
And then the next day he started and went 19 for 21.
Who was that against?
The start was against Calgary. That was the 2-1 loss.
That was the 2-1. Yeah. Calgary.
Very, very small sample size, but you definitely like what you see from that.
Oh, sure.
Now, if you're in the I'm going to sound like Russ again, but like the prospect of a trade potentially.
Brizgalov jersey.
Jeez.
You know what I saw coming in? A Dmitry Yushkevich jersey.
Really?
Yes. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
If we're talking about trades, I'm curious to see what Vegas ends up doing once they get Aiden Hill back healthy.
You mean like would Akira Schmidt become available?
I think yes.
Yeah, but
I get they'll probably go back to Carter Hart once he's healthy.
Akira Schmidt's not much better than.
He's definitely better than Ersson is.
Well, but statistically, not much better than Ersson this year.
I bet you he is.
He is better. I mean, nobody's worse, right? So, but Akira Schmidt is not.
I'll pull up his numbers right now.
I'm pretty sure that he ranks pretty low in that same metric that Jason was talking about. Numbers.
I mean, 895 save percentage and a 249 GAA.
Yeah,
He'll take that.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure.
So, what do you think realistically the Golden Knights will be asking for him then?
What's his? I have to look at his contract situation. To be honest with you, That would be the determining factor. Do you have any thoughts on Akira Schmid while I pull that up, Bundy?
I don't. He played against the Flyers in the game here against Philadelphia. I mean, I'm not in love with him.
Yeah.
He's just another backup as far as I'm concerned.
Right. So Akira Schmid
He was 17 for 19 in that Flyers game.
Yeah, he's a restricted free agent after the season. So you're probably going to – Vegas would probably want a little bit more than it was if he was an unrestricted free agent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just food for thought.
Yeah. Just kind of saying that. I mean, it's good idea, but I'm not necessarily
Sounds
sure.
like Rick Tocchet's had a chat with Sam Ersson to try to get his head right.
Yeah.
And that, before they do anything else or run the gauntlet on some other options, you got to make sure that the player is actually feeling like if he's what's the matter with him.
Yeah.
He's off. He's been better than this before, but it seems like he's been off all year.
Yeah, completely.
Even going back to last year too.
And here's something that I wanted to ask you. I know we've talked about this before, Bundy. I think we talked about it a few weeks back on the on our Wednesday Snow the Goalie radio show. Which, by the way, this coming Wednesday in Chickies and Pete's in Warrington, where we will be joined by Carson Bjarnason and Oliver Bunk will be joining us for that show, which will be kind of fun. So make sure if you're able to come out and see us out at Chickies and Pete's in Warrington and come out and meet Carson and Oliver, that'd be fun too. But when a goalie is playing as poorly as Sam has played this year, what is the team's mentality? I know you've answered this question, but just for today's audience, what is the team's mentality in front of him, knowing that guy's back there when he's been struggling as much as Ersson's been struggling?
Yeah, it's a tough thing for the players because, realistically, when you take the ice, you're not thinking about your goalie's issues. You're hoping he has a good game.
Right.
So you're never thinking to yourself, oh, my God, we're starting Ersson tonight. We're going to lose.
Right.
No, you're going out there with a fresh slate in your head that you're going to win the game, and you hope that your goaltender does his job. But, no, there's nothing really collectively amongst the team where there's like a disgruntled group because Ersson's starting. Right. You go out there and try to put forth the best you can, and hopefully the goalie makes some saves for you. Yeah, but I know it's cliche, but that's really just the truth.
But do you make any kind of different decisions?
I do. I'm blocking more shots. I'm leaving more stuff to the perimeter. I am. That's the way I was, though. I'm trying to think I'm going to help the guy out the best that I think I can.
Right. And that's what Tocchet's hoping for in a game. And that's why I think after the game he was more disappointed in the team in front of him than he was. He didn't. I mean, obviously, I'm sure he's not happy with Sam Ersson, but I don't necessarily think that he was as critical of Ersson in his post-game availability as he was the team in front of him. Right. Because I think he was expecting them to come out and try and help the guy out.
Yeah.
And they didn't do a good job of it.
And that's what we talked about in pregame. Why would he start Ersson? I think to try to fire his team up, to give him a little bit of a wake-up call that, you got to be ready tonight. We got some injured bodies. We're going with Sam. Everybody needs to be ready to put their game on tonight.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen.
Didn't work.
I want to pull this comma up here. I don't know. Flyers have not beaten Tampa Bay in 20. Like, that's obviously an exaggeration. Yeah. Flyers have actually done pretty well here in recent years against the Lightning. And I say that because there's two memorable games that stick out to me. Number one was last year after the deadline when the Flyers were just plummeting, and I said that I was just going to keep picking the Flyers until they won.
Yes.
That was the game that they finally won.
Against Tampa.
Yes, and I actually got 2 points for it. I nailed the score. The year before that, do you remember what happened when Tampa was here?
No.
It was another game the Flyers won. That was when the power went out.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot. Yeah, I had to write about
Flyers,
that. Yes.
The Flyers tweeted out before the game. They tweeted out like their hype video, and the title of the video was "Bring the Electricity."
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
They blew a transformer. I had to go with you over to the press box because the what was the guy's position that worked for the building?
Yeah, right. And we had to get him.
We had him live on the show.
We had him live on the show. That's right. I forgot about that.
That was fun. It was
good
a
memory.
Miracle that we didn't lose our show because Russ was. I remember he was sweating bullets thinking that we were going to lose the stream.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, it wasn't like the entire building went out. Only a section of the building.
They ended up playing like with the lights dim.
Yeah,
they had no choice.
And the delay wasn't all that long, if I remember. It was like 20 minutes, I think, total. They had to regenerate something and get the lights back on, and it was like 20. It was like 20-some minutes.
The funny thing is, Mike, the organist over here, he has in his earpiece, he listens to all of the people in the building.
Yeah.
So he was giving us like live updates, saying like, "Hey, if like they don't get this fixed, the backups are going to go too, and we'll be in like the dark ages here in just a second." So they narrowly escaped that problem.
That's right.
But yeah, to answer your question, I mean, Flyers. Both of those games that I just mentioned were wins here against the Lightning.
Yeah, so. I mean, they historically don't play well against the Lightning, but they haven't It's not like they haven't. That was in a little bit of a hyperbolic comment by our friend there to say that it's been 20 years.
Well, honestly, I only brought that up just so I could bring up those other two games. The power outage one I thought was very, very memorable.
That is funny. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah, for sure. So did you happen, Bundy, to notice if Konechny was out there?
I saw him out there. I don't know if he took the actual line rushes, but I did see him out there.
Okay. All right. So
I assume he's going to gut through it.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. And did you notice if Grunstrom was out there as well?
I did not notice Grunstrom.
Okay.
All right. Put in the comments if you saw Carl Grunstrom on the ice.
Yeah. For those of you who are, especially like our friend Joe Papel, who's down in section 107.
Yes.
Always checks in. If you saw Grunstrom out there, let us know if you saw him on the ice. So, power play. We've been talking about this a bunch, Bundy, and I feel like it's a broken record at this point. The one power play that they had, I thought, like, if you look at that game and try to find any positives whatsoever, I thought that the one power play moved the puck well and gave them some decent chances. They didn't score on it, but that was like maybe the most encouraging thing from the game against Tampa the other night.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, they actually did. They did muster up a decent power play the other night.
Yeah.
By the way, I just was looking. It looks like Konechny, the lines were Konechny was playing with Dvorak and Zegras.
Yeah.
And Grunstrom's playing with Mishkov and Cates.
Okay.
So
they're both out there.
Yeah, and then Barkey, Couturier, and Tippett, Gurbenkin, Abels, and Hathaway.
Okay.
Yeah. The defense remained the same.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense. Just to let V-Rizzy know, that's Wednesday night at 6 p.m. We're in Warrington with the guys, with both Carson and Oliver. Wednesday night at Chickies and Pizza in Warrington, 6 p.m. start time. All right, Bundy, did you happen to do, I know you didn't have to do radio today, did you happen to put together 3 keys?
I did.
Look at you.
I did.
True professional.
True, absolute professional. By the way, Russ originally, as you're pulling them up, I'll give you a second to pull them up. Russ originally had said, you know what? I think I'm going to check in from Austria. And then he told us earlier today, he's like, I'm not staying up till midnight, or I won't remember to stay up till midnight. And I said to him, you're going to be in a Viennese Brauhaus at midnight tonight. Like, there's no shot that you're going to remember to come on Snow the Globe. So we will not hear from Russ from Europe. But Bundy is ready with the 3 keys of the game.
First key tonight, contain the top line, specifically Kucherov. Kucherov had 4 points in game 1, 2 goals and 2 assists. Finding a way to shut down this top line will go a long way towards securing a win here tonight.
Yeah.
Got to get the job done on those guys or you're in trouble. Number 2, turnovers. The Flyers gave the puck away way too many times in the neutral zone versus Tampa Bay the other night. Securing the puck and making stronger and more intelligent plays will go another long way tonight to help the team win this hockey game. Puck management is critical against Tampa, especially when they're in the offensive groove that they're in. And number 3 tonight, Big Dan Vladar. The big Czech netminder is tasked with helping the Flyers continue their season-long run of coming back stronger the next game after a loss. Overall this season, Vladar has made 26 starts, posting 16, 6, and 4 record, 2.35 goals against, and a .910 save percentage. He's got to be at his best.
Okay. Are you handling the tweet?
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right.
Russ finally gave me the password to the Snow the Goalie Twitter
Oh,
account.
so there you go.
I'll put out the predictions.
So somebody else has control of that sometimes besides him.
Yeah.
Now I got to guess. I'll know. I'll know who's being brazen and who's being a normal human being.
So I started this comment. I mean, it's kind of bringing up old news, but I mean, I don't know. What else are we going to... we did a Flyers versus Lightning preview the other day.
Yeah.
Philly sports experts, Bundy, I'd love to hear your take on the Frank Saravalli rebuild take from a few weeks ago. Do you agree with him in terms of how to rebuild? I guess maybe now you can revisit it because that was weeks ago and you've seen how the Flyers have done in those past few weeks. Has your opinion on it changed at all or no?
Me or Bundy?
I wasn't part of that podcast that night. I know what Frank was saying. The only thing I say about a rebuild is that it's really hard to go in the distance. And if you look at teams that make the Stanley Cup Finals or get there, they always have the number 1 or 2 pick on their team from previous drafts or from a trade or something every year. And the Flyers don't have that.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
In terms of talking, like, I think what Frank was saying, and I disagreed with it, he was saying you should have broke the thing right down to the studs and just, like, built it up with a lot of young, high draft picks.
Because it will take a decade.
Yes.
And that's assuming you get everything right.
That's correct.
You have to not only do you have to do all that, be the worst team in the league. You have to be lucky enough to win the lottery, and then you have to be lucky enough to make the right pick.
Yeah. All I'm saying is when you talk to the people that tell you who wins the Stanley Cup, every single team that wins the Stanley Cup has the first overall pick or the number 2 overall pick.
It's a top 5. The streak is they have at least a player in the top 5. But not all of them were drafted by that team. Let's keep that in mind.
No, but a lot of them were.
Most of them were, but not all. Not all.
Go to the last 5 Stanley Cups. You got Victor Hedman, 2nd overall, right?
Yeah.
Right. Then you have the star players with Kucherov. Then you go to Florida last year. They have Ekblad.
Yeah.
They have Barkov, 2nd overall.
But
then you go to Colorado the year before that. They got McKinnon.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Well, the Flyers had Eric Johnson 2 years ago.
Yeah, that didn't count.
Yeah. my thing with Florida is they were, for how long were they mediocre to not good with both Barkov and Ekblad?
They needed pieces, but I tell you what.
Well, they needed big pieces.
If you
Tkachuk was a huge trade.
I would tell you guys 7 years ago, and I'm not kidding you, I told everybody this. I saw Florida as a team that was on their way to winning a Stanley Cup. And that was about 7 years ago because of the presence of Barkov, the way he played. And I knew they just needed more drafts and more free agents around the summer to build that team up. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, but getting Bobrovsky,
they had Bob there already.
Yeah, but that was part of it.
Right.
For a while.
That was part of it. But you get him, you get Tkachuk,
Bennett,
you get Bennett,
Reinhart,
right? Reinhart, those players made the difference for them.
Sure,
right? Like and they're not just supplemental pieces.
No,
those guys are. Sam Reinhart's a top player on any team.
Every one of those guys that you just mentioned right there.
Yeah,
Tkachuk, I think, went 4th or 6th overall. I can't remember his draft year. Reinhart went 2nd overall in his draft year.
Yeah.
And Bennett, I think, went 4th overall in his draft year.
I think was he 4th?
I think so.
Tkachuk was 6th overall.
Tkachuk was 6th for sure.
6. Yeah, I said 6.
Yeah, he was 6.
Reinhart was 2nd.
Sam Bennett was 4th.
Was he 4? Okay,
Yes.
Sam Bennett was 4. Okay, I thought for some reason I thought he was 5 or 6 as well, but he was 4. So to me that's the difference with Florida. Because of who they brought in, more so than who they had there.
The other thing, don't get mad at me for saying this, because he obviously hasn't lived up to it. But Michkov actually was a lot of people thought the number 2 prospect, and then fell in the draft because he was Russian.
Correct, and because of his
does
contract
that count for anything in terms of this rebuild? Again, he hasn't lived up to it, but he's only 21. So
no, but there's an example. I'm going to use that as an example. Let's just say, for the argument's sake, that Michkov does not become the player the Flyers thought down the line.
Yeah.
Right? There were everybody who was scouting that, almost everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, but almost everybody who was scouting that draft class was saying he was number 2 behind Bedard, but the only reason he wasn't being drafted was because he was a Russian player, because of the geopolitical situation, and that he had a 3-year contract in the KHL, so you didn't know when he was coming over. So that's why he slipped down to number 7. But let's just
who were the picks in between? Did you find those?
I'll pull
I mean, because there's a couple guys I think that have really panned out.
But
Leo Carlsson, is he one of them?
Yeah, I think Leo Carlsson. I think
I'll read him right now.
Yeah.
Number 1, Connor Bedard. Number 2, Leo Carlsson. Number 3, Adam Fantilli. Number 4, Will Smith. Number 5, David Reinbacher. Number 6, Dmitry Simashev.
Yeah.
And number 7 was Michkov.
Yeah. So what I'm trying, the argument that I'm trying to make is, let's imagine Matvei Michkov was a different name. That he was an American player or a Canadian player, wasn't Russian, and he didn't have that contract, and everybody thought he was the second best player, and you drafted him 2nd overall, a la Nolan Patrick.
Right.
And then he doesn't pan out.
Right.
The team would have gotten killed for it.
But if the Flyers were picking 2nd, they probably would have picked Michkov.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And if he was the 2nd pick, and if you compared him to the other guys and how they're doing,
yeah,
it wouldn't look good.
I wonder, although I do wonder if they were picking 2nd, if they wouldn't have taken Leo Carlsson because he's a center.
Maybe.
That might be the only one.
If you ask them now, though, they tell you they would have taken Michkov 2nd.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
The other thing, speaking of...
Fantilli's going to be a great player, too.
I agree. I agree.
The other thing, the butterfly effect. I remember talking about this with Meltzer. Nolan Patrick actually probably would have gone number 1 if he didn't have the injury issues.
Yeah.
So then the Flyers very easily could have ended up with Hischier in that draft. And then, like, how much different is the team now if they have him?
Well, I mean, Hischier's a very, very good player.
Right. That's what I mean.
He's a very good player. He's not a superstar.
He'd probably still be here now as a
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
He's been great for New Jersey for a long time.
For sure. But, I mean, like, that's the kind of guy. I'm going to throw a name like, I'm glad you brought him up.
Okay.
Is Nico Hischier that guy who's drafted first, second overall, who is such a difference maker that he makes your team a Stanley Cup team?
Who's that in?
Nico Hischier.
Yes. No, you asking me?
Yeah.
Does he make your team a Stanley Cup contender?
Does he make if by drafting him, because he got drafted first overall?
Yeah, first overall.
Right. Does he make your team by himself? Does he make your team the Stanley Cup contender?
No, he doesn't.
Right.
Down draft.
Right. But that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you could have that be the case where you get a very good player at
It's like having Eric Johnson here.
Yes.
You could have had Eric Johnson in the 5th year of his NHL career, and there was no guarantee you're going to the finals with that number 1 pick.
Right. Exactly. So that's the whole argument against that philosophy. And that's my whole argument against it. I understand that it's difficult to acquire those players via free agency and trade. It's become much harder. I think you're going to see, because we are also in a time where we are living through the last 5 years with a flat cap.
Yep.
Right? I think that has made it harder. I think as you see over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, as this cap starts growing exponentially, I think you're going to see players chase dollars a little bit more than they have in recent years. Right? I think players have re-signed with their teams because they didn't really because the cap wasn't so great, whatever. I think you're going to start to see, with the money being available, players are going to go, you know what, I'll hit free agency. I'll see what my market bears. I may come back to the team I'm on, but let me see what the other teams are offering.
Right.
I think you're going to see that. That's going to be a change. So, anyway, do we want to get to picks? We got 3 minutes.
Yeah, I'll do that. So I'll go first. I said the Flyers 4-3. I think.
Wow, you took the Flyers in this one.
I think they have. They're going to get it together, and they're going to show the kind of resolve that they have as a team. They're going to respond after that throw away the tape game. 4-3, high scoring, because I think the Lightning are still a very, very good team. Vladar, as much as I like him, I still see Tampa getting 3 by him. Also, I like the Flyers 4-3 though.
Okay.
Is Vasilevsky's not playing again, is he?
No, their backup's going.
Right. That makes he's been better.
Yeah.
Russ texted earlier. He said 4-3 Lightning.
Yeah.
How about you, Ant?
I also have 4-3 Lightning.
Bundy?
I have 4-3 Flyers.
So we all have 4-3.
No, you have 3-2. Didn't you?
No, I said 4-3.
Oh, did you?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, you did. You said 4-3. Yeah.
You don't listen to me. You don't love me.
No, for some reason I had 3-2 in my head. I thought that's what you said, but it wasn't. Maybe I saw somebody write that up in the comments.
Yeah, Ryan Sade had 3-2 Flyers.
Oh, is that okay?
All right, so me and Bundy Flyers, you and
Russ went the Lightning.
Yeah, with the same score.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting, especially if this goes to overtime. Which, knowing the Flyers inevitably,
that's what's going to happen, right? It's going to be 3-3 going to overtime, and all 4 of us will be like, whatever. Like, the result of this is somebody's going to get 2 guys are going to get 2 points, and 2 guys are going to get nothing.
Yeah.
I took the Flyers tonight because of their bounce back after a regulation loss. They've been unbelievable at it this year. So
9-1-2.
Give them a chance. Maybe Tampa got a little bit too happy about their effort the other night.
I mean, look, it's fair. I mean, how many in a row can Tampa really win?
Right. I mean, and usually when a team wins these games, they fall off their horse around the 9th or 10th game of a winning streak. So let's hope it's tonight. But I think we're going to see a much, much better and closer game than the other night.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a better game and a closer game.
It'll be much more competitive, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so Lauren's about to start with the national anthem. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. Once the first period's over, hopefully it's a little bit of a better first period than the other day. We'll be back here for the first intermission. I'll have my stat ready, and then, Flyers got to get this together. Revenge game right here, especially after what happened at the link yesterday. We need the Flyers now more than ever.
I was there.
What happened at the link yesterday? I must have missed that.
Me and my son went down there yesterday. It was like a funeral at the end.
I don't want to talk about it.
Get over it. Man up. You just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys in a little bit. Welcome back into the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame, intermission, postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south of the circle, north of the equator, west of Russ. So it's become customary on this show that during the very tail end of second intermission, either Russ or myself will ask Bundy how important are the first 5 minutes of the third period. I think we had to start a new tradition here, and it's at the end of pregame, ask you, Bundy, how important are the first 2 minutes of the first period?
Well, against
Saturday,
Tampa, they've been really important.
Saturday, Nikita Kucherov scores 1 minute and 49 seconds into the game, and then you fast forward to tonight, Pontus Holmberg actually outdid him, scored 1 minute and 10 seconds into the game tonight. So the Flyers, again, for the second night in a row, are behind the 8 ball right away.
Yeah, and that was a tough goal to let in, too. That was not what we're accustomed to seeing from Dan Vladar. Short side, puck stuck in a guy's feet about 5 feet away from the net, and he just gets a little bit on it and goes short side on Dan, and that made it 1-0 Tampa. But Flyers didn't really have anything going until a late shift by Zegras, Konechny, and Dvorak.
Yeah.
They ended with 3 shots on that sequence, but they really didn't have a whole lot going on. A little bit of low event hockey going on tonight. It gave, for some reason, it felt like both teams were getting a feel out for each other in that period, and I don't know why they were doing that. They shouldn't have to feel like that.
No, especially after just playing 48 hours ago.
Right.
And you talk about it being low event, right? I feel like it's a low level in the building. Like you correctly noted at the beginning of the game that the building is packed again.
Yes.
Like you correctly noted that. But if you were standing up here and you closed your eyes for about, 2 or 3 minutes of the period and just listened, you would have thought there's like nobody was in here.
Yeah, it looked like it was just quiet, really quiet.
Like it's because it's been that kind of game. And it had nothing to do with the fact that the Flyers are losing 1-0. It was kind of a weird goal. I think that Vladar lost sight of the puck when it was in Holmberg's skates.
Yep.
Because there was a Sanheim and I forget who the other Lightning player was, got tangled up right in front of him. Like they kind of fell past Vladar. And I think when that happened, I think he, for a moment, lost sight of where the puck went. It was in Holmberg's skates. Holmberg found it and just quickly shot it at him and beat him, right? So like it was kind of a weird play. That's it. It was a fluky kind of goal and then nothing else. I don't even think they had to make big saves.
I think the Flyers had one really good chance, and Tampa Bay had a couple of really good ones that Vladar did come up big on. One on Braden Point.
Yeah.
And there was another one-timer that came across that they made a big stop on.
Yeah, that was very similar to the Kucherov goals from the other night.
Yes.
That Vladar made the save that Urson didn't. So
I actually thought Zegras had 2 good chances. One was the one-timer from the circle, which in recent games he's becoming very, very dangerous from there. I think the Flyers are doing a good job of getting him the puck there. That one-timer that he's got from the right circle. And there was another play earlier in the period, I thought, that Zegras was open in front of the net and he just missed the net. He tried to go top corner blocker side, I think it was, and just missed. But, yeah, other than that, not really much. They didn't show up on the score sheet, Bundy, but the score sheet doesn't always tell the whole story. How do you think the Flyers did defending the Kucherov Point Gonsalves line that period?
I thought they did a pretty good job. Not bad.
Okay.
I mean, again, they weren't, they kept them off the score sheet, which was important early in this game, but I thought they've done a pretty good job against them. Looked like they're trying to get Sealer and Risto out against that line.
Yeah.
Instead of Sanheim and York.
Yeah. More often than not, they were playing. I mean, there was a couple shifts. I know that one time it was the Andre Juleson pairing got caught on there against those guys. But for the most part, they've tried to get Risto and Sealer out against Kucherov. I guess more because they play a more stay-at-home kind of style.
Yeah, and they can just play more defense and stay close together and try to get some bodies and spread, keep them to the outside. That's what those 2 bigger bodies do out there.
Yeah.
Did they stay consistent with the forwards that were out there with them? Did they have defending them?
For the most part. I mean,
they had Zegras out there against them with Konechny and Dvorak.
A couple times. And the other times they had Kutz's line out there against them.
Okay.
So
let me do my stats because my Flyer stat actually it will lead me into another talking point that I think is interesting.
Okay.
So first of all, for the Lightning, John Cooper coming into this game, where is it? 599 career wins for Cooper. If he wins today, he will become the second fastest coach to get to 600 wins. Number one is Scotty Bowman. He did it in 1,002 games. Cooper, this is his 1,005th game.
Okay.
Wow.
For the Flyers, entering tonight, have gotten in total 96 points from players that were not on the team last year. That includes players that were either on a different team last year or they were within the organization and just didn't play last year.
Is that the stat of the night?
Yes.
It is, okay.
Like Denver Barkey, for example.
Right.
This is his first year with the team.
Right.
So I went and looked at a couple guys that were on different NHL teams last year that are new this year. Obviously, number one was Zegras. Zegras, 14 fewer games already than he played last year, already has 9 more points. His career high in Anaheim was 65. He's on pace to pass that with flying colors.
Yeah.
Noah Juleson, 35 games for Vancouver, didn't have a single point last year. He's got 6 already in 30 games.
Wow.
Grabankin, small sample size, only 7 games with Toronto, didn't have a single point last year. He's at 10. And the one I found most interesting, Christian Dvorak played all 82 games for the Canadiens last year, had 33 points in total. He's already at 28 in 42 games with the Flyers this year.
Yeah.
He's going to surpass that easily also. I do think it speaks volumes about the job that Tocchet is doing here. Those 4 guys in particular that were on on different NHL teams last year have elevated their games significantly since joining this team. I don't think that's coincidental. All 4 of those guys are going to have basic career years since joining the Flyers.
No, absolutely. And you got to give the coach credit. You got to give the GM credit, too, because he went out and got those guys, right? Because you add in Vladar. Obviously, he's not putting up points, but he's, top 5 in the league in goals against, top 10 in the league in save percentage. Like, he's been, their MVP. So, yeah, I mean, it's the coach and the general manager have done a great job putting the team together that they have to be competitive. Now, it's a nice story, but it's got to keep going, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying the pace that those guys are on.
Yeah,
they're going to blow by their previous totals.
For sure.
Assuming they stay healthy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, it's impressive. And so, did you find a list of all the guys who, like, around the league?
Okay, so
because I assume like Marner would probably be number 2.
So the stat that I have is those 96 points. That's 4th in the league. The Sharks have the most points by players that are new to the team, and then the Penguins and Islanders both have 99 this year.
Okay.
So like the Islanders have Schaefer this year. He's brand new.
Right.
But yeah, I don't have the list in front of me. I'll see if I can try to find it. But yeah, I would imagine Marner's probably pretty high up there.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were talking about individual players or
no team total
collective team, new player.
Right.
Yeah.
No, because I think Zegras might be number 1 in the league of any one individual player on a new team.
Well, except for Marner, right? Marner might have more points than Zegras.
Well, that's why they were close. I don't know what the spread is right now. We'd have to look at that. You'd have to see where Marner is on the list. They were close a few games ago. I didn't double check. I didn't check that, but you could go to the NHL.com stats page and just pull up the player at that point.
Yeah. How do you do it for new teams though?
Well, you're not. I mean, I don't think that there's enough. What I'm saying to you is, if you look at the stat leaders on NHL.com, you'll know what guys at the top were on the same team or are on a different team this year. And I can't imagine that. I think
Kyle Connor's a new team, right? Didn't he just go somewhere else? Oh, no,
he's on Winnipeg.
Never mind. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I really think that it's either Zegras or Marner.
Yeah. Okay. So Marner's got 44 points. I think Zegras has 41.
Okay. Yeah. Rantanen played for Dallas last year. Someone's you is asking. I said he played for Dallas last year. So.
Yeah, that was the famous trade.
Yeah.
Hurricanes legend Mikko Rantanen.
Yeah. All right. So Marner's 3 points. So I mean, but that's an example. Like, I mean, Zegras in and of himself, other than Mitch Marner, has been the most productive player on a new team of any player that switched teams from last season to this season.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
Change of scenery.
Yeah. Sometimes I guess it's that situation. You say change of scenery. I realize what does that mean? And I think it just kind of means that you're the kind of player who maybe they had higher expectations for you. The pressure was too much. You got moved into a different position. You didn't get along with the coach or the management. It's kind of a miserable experience, and you go somewhere new, and it's just kind of a fresh feeling of starting over. But this time you're starting over with the experience that you already had. That was a negative one, and this time you're going to make sure that you don't have those same pitfalls come up for you.
Okay.
So that's what the experience is. So that I don't think that there's much different to his game, right, Bundy? Like I think he's the same type of player. I mean, they might be letting him be a little bit more creative.
Talking about Zegras?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think wherever he wasn't enjoying it. So you give him a new location, new team, give him a fresh start, and I think he's off to the races. So it's the way I look at it anyway. I mean, there's no other. I don't know. I mean, like Marner got signed to that big contract by Vegas, and I think everybody knew he'd put up close to 100 points again. You know, that wasn't like such a reach.
No, for sure.
There's a couple people in here that have been pretty critical of Matvei Michkov. There's a Michkov stinks. Michkov should be scratched in all reality. It's just an optics thing. Was he that bad?
He wasn't moving his feet. When he doesn't skate, he doesn't look great out there.
I mean, he was on the ice for the goal. Not that it was his fault, but he was on the ice as soon as that happened. So that he's going to get a minus for that one shift. But yeah, look, it's a hit. He's been inconsistent, right? I mean, I felt like there was a stretch of games where he looked really good, leading up to maybe this week. I think this week he's kind of taken a step back again.
So you're taking him off the heading in the right direction tier on your class rankings?
Just the last couple games. I mean, I'm not taking it out. I mean, look, you can't have a great game every game, right? Every player is going to have bad games or down games or quiet games. It just is. But yeah, like tonight's one period so far, he hasn't impressed.
Greg Mack with a question. Why would they put back check, forecheck, paycheck, Nikita Grabenko on the fourth line instead of Carl Grundstrom?
I think Grundstrom's a better defensive player, and they want that line to be a little bit more responsible. You're not if you put Grabenkin with Michkov and Cates, you really only have one guy there that can play, and that line is playing against an offensive line for Tampa. So I think that's why. Plus, look, the fourth line is not a joke right now. I mean, first period wasn't all that impressive for anybody, but last couple games, man, the fourth line's played well.
That was like the one positive that you had from the other day.
Yeah, I mean, they played well the other night against Tampa. Grabenkin's played decent. Hathaway looks like the guy he's supposed to be for the last 3 games since he's been back in the lineup. Again, I don't put that much stock into it. Like, I don't think if you put Grabenkin and if you swap Grabenkin and Grundstrom, all of a sudden the Flyers have 2 goals this period.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? I mean, Grabenkin's more of an energy guy, and that's what the fourth line is right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Grabenkin, I thought, had a good period.
He did.
Yeah, he actually moved his feet well out there. He did some good stuff.
Yeah, he did. He skates hard when he wants to. Oh, I shouldn't say when he wants to. He skates hard all the time. He's not always positionally sound. When he wants to be, he is, but it's not always positioned. But tonight he's been, for the period he played well.
Pull up your contract situation thing again, Anthony. Eeny, meeny, you. Dvorak 28 points. Radish has 37, and Tampa Bay ain't rushing to sign him. If he's a free agent in the offseason, I wouldn't mind seeing him here.
Who's that?
Darren Radish for Tampa. He's done a great job filling in for him.
Yeah, he's been a great defenseman.
He's really. What's his cap hit?
$975,000.
Yeah, they were trying to extend him the other day. Like there's talk of them giving him an extension.
If Tampa makes the mistake of letting him walk, I wouldn't mind seeing him alongside Travis Sanheim.
He's probably a guy that gets you. I mean, he's going to sign. You're probably in the 2.5 range.
Radish?
Yeah.
More than that.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
I think now, yeah.
Absolutely. He's been like their best defenseman.
You think you get more than that?
Yeah, I think you're looking at like a good $6 million.
From a $975?
Yeah.
At 29 years old?
Yeah, I'm telling you, he'll get 5 years, like $30 million.
Wow.
Mark that down and check it out when it happens.
That's a lot, but okay.
I mean, you're saying you need depth on the defensive end. Like if the Flyers can get him for an affordable price, I would love to have him here for sure. I don't know how practical that is, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So you said they tried to extend him, but they couldn't get it done, Bundy?
I read the other day that they're waiting on an extension for some reason.
Okay.
So I saw that on Twitter. Whether or not it's true, I don't know. But I did read a story on Darren Radish the other day about it.
Is he really 29? So they probably wouldn't give him the full 8 then, would they?
No.
Okay.
5 max, I would say, on that.
Right. Okay, so that make him 30. He's really making $975,000 a year as a 29-year-old?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, late bloomer.
That is really late.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you guys want to get? We got 90 seconds here. Is there anything else? I mean, there was not. We're dying here. There was not a lot that happened in that period.
No, there was
We're just
not
trying
a
to
lot.
pass the time.
Yeah. No, I got nothing. You know what? I'll give you something that has nothing to do with hockey.
Okay.
All right? And actually, I'll save it for next intermission.
Oh.
Because I got to pull a picture up on the screen.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
And I don't have it ready. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense.
This was not our best intermission.
This wasn't your Bo Bichette update, was it?
No, I got no Bo Bichette update.
Okay.
I got
Somebody asked about it earlier. So
Got no Bo Bichette update.
You know, the hockey elitists in the comments will lose their minds if you start talking about other sports.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I know, right? I thought this was a hockey show. That's my favorite comment.
It's a comedy show at the end of the day.
It is. It's
We all just make fun of each other.
It's entertainment. That's what we do. It's all entertainment.
All right.
If anybody takes it more seriously than that,
Yeah.
feel sorry for you.
All right. Well, 40 seconds left until the beginning of the second period. Hopefully the Flyers continue to do a good job defending Nikita Kucherov. I think that would be a huge plus.
Yeah.
And
they did do a good
I mean,
job.
I think they can beat this goalie. They can. I think I'm feeling a Zegras goal tonight.
Here we go, Bundy. This is worth it. This is worth it for the last 20 seconds of the show, of the intermission. Somebody asked, "What's Bundy's favorite Married with Children episode?"
Oh my God. I mean, there's a lot of them. My favorite episode. I don't know, really. I mean, there's so many of them.
Right.
It wasn't like Three's Company, like where I could pick a certain thing from my early days in my 70s.
Yeah.
Anytime Al talked about playing football at Polk High was the best. I loved it.
Yes.
Loved it.
Yes. It was just great.
Yeah, it was. It was a great show.
Such a great show.
All right, period's about to start. Hopefully the second period's a little bit more more happens. All right, we'll talk to you in a little bit. Welcome back into the Press Row Show, the number one rated pregame, intermission, postgame show this side of the Mississippi, south of the Electric Circle, north of the equator, west of Russ. This intermission certainly will not be as dull as the first one was. There was a lot that happened in that period, mostly negative, but still a lot to unpack with that. For starters, I have to add yet another segment to this. So in addition to how important the first 2 minutes of the first period, I have to add how important the first 30 seconds of the second period. I don't know what it is, but now both times or both periods the Lightning have come out firing. So I don't know what's going on in the Flyers locker room, but when they take the ice, they feel like they seem like they're just completely caught off guard.
Yeah, the first shot of each period, Tampa has scored a goal.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How do they keep doing this?
Yeah.
Believe me, it's not by design. I can tell you that. It's just that they some puck luck bounces for Tampa. The first goal in the first period was a short side one of Vladar where the guy found it in his feet and just kind of shoveled it towards the net. It found a home behind Dan. And then the other, the goal in front at the beginning of the second period was another one where
hit off of Gensel's butt.
Off of Gensel's butt, yeah, and it eluded the glove of Vladar. So, some bad puck luck, but at the same time, too, those are not ideal situations to give up a goal in the first 2 minutes of the period.
And the other two are both power plays, right?
Yes.
Yeah, both power play goals.
Yes, Braden Point, who left the game after he scored. He looked like, and he grabbed his knee immediately, got helped off the ice by a couple of his Tampa Bay players. He has not returned to this game.
Yeah, and then Hagel. The funny thing is that Vladar had just made two really nice saves on Kucherov before that. You're starting to think like, okay, maybe they kill this penalty. Maybe it gives them a little bit of juice. You might be down 2 goals going into the third period, but it's still within reach. And then Hagel just, basically that's the dagger.
That was the second period. I mean, I'm not saying this game is over for the Flyers, but it's going to be a tough climb home here today against Tampa, who has an outstanding record with the lead after 2 periods.
Yeah.
So, a couple things officiating-wise. So right before the Braden Point goal, which, by the way, I don't think was actually a power play. I think it was a delayed call at that point.
Was that what it was?
Tampa had the stats right now has Tampa 1 for 2 on the power play.
Okay,
I think that was a delayed call.
Delayed penalty.
Right before that, Couturier, it might have been Radish, I'm not sure, but Coots got a stick up high and got spun down to the ground. Did you agree with the no call there?
No, I thought that should have been a penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. Point scores, and then, ironically enough, the offsetting minors that happened right after that, it was Bjorkstrand for Tampa and then Sanheim for the Flyers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the 4-on-4 actually helped the Flyers. That's how they built the momentum, and that's how Dvorak scored. The open, more room on the ice, I think, helped the Flyers, and they had momentum. Then you have the Chernak delayed call, the delayed holding call. That lasted, it had to be at least over a minute.
Yeah.
Tampa's legs were dead.
Right, and it was a good shift by the Flyers.
Right, and then the power play comes out, and then all of that just goes down the drain.
Yeah, I gave them some props for the way that they had a good power play on Saturday against Tampa. Then that power play happened, and that was one of the worst 2-minute power plays of the year.
I mean, goodness.
That particular individual,
that was awful.
Was awful. As bad as I've seen. They got set up for like 10 seconds. There was several mistakes. I mean, Mishkov held the puck too long, skated behind the net, put himself in trouble. Zegras with a little touch pass to tip it. Didn't know the guy was right behind him, had the puck taken away from him. You can never – how the hell do you ice the puck when you are on the power play?
Yeah, I know.
Like, you can't.
That's no poise at all, right?
You
That's
cannot.
Exactly right.
You cannot ice the puck when you're on the power play. And so that happens. That drains another, you lose the face-off on that, and then Tampa's like holding the puck, playing keep away for like 40 seconds. Like, that cannot happen. It just can't happen.
It's just so frustrating.
And that killed, you're right, that killed the momentum at that point. And then there was another no call.
Yes. So I was going to say, during the Chernak delayed call, it looked like Michkov had his stick slashed.
Yeah. I think it was not Mishkov, it was Grabenkin.
Oh, it wasn't Mishkov?
Well,
okay.
Oh, no. Oh, yes, you're right. That one, too. Yeah, there was 2 more. Yes,
the
you're
Flyers
right.
actually, in theory, could have had a 5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes.
Yes, that should have been a 5-on-3. Right, Bundy? That was a penalty when they slashed Mishkov's stick.
Yes, it should have been a 5-on-3. Yeah, they broke his stick. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't call that.
They didn't call that. And then, right before Hagel's goal, there was a penalty. There was a slash. They knocked Grabenkin's stick out of his hands on a slash. No call. Went down the other end, and Sealer gets called for interference on the wall, which in today's game it is. in Bundy's time, that was just rubbing a guy out along the wall.
Right.
It's not a penalty. But in today's game, it is. And then Hagel scores on the power. And that's really what it was. So it was a series of things that went against the Flyers and not good. The power play hurt. Their power play hurt them.
Penalty killing's not been good tonight either.
It hasn't.
It's been, even with power, the couple power plays Tampa's had, they've zipping it around pretty well, making the best of it. The other thing the Flyers have had a real struggle on tonight is the 4-on-4 when they've had the coincidental penalties.
Although they did score the one goal at 4-on-4.
I was going to say, I thought that was the one time they were actually good.
They came back. No, they had a chance and they scored on it, but Tampa Bay could have had 3 goals before that.
Yeah, Cirelli got stopped on a breakaway. That was another thing I forgot to mention. Vladar came up good.
Vladar's given up 4 goals tonight. He's not been that terrible. He really has not.
No, he stonewalled Kucherov on a couple really good chances.
Yeah, the one through the screen where Kucherov used Sanheim as a screen and he shot it between Sanheim's legs, and Vladar makes the save stick side and then covers up the rebound. And you were like, "Oh, good rebound control."
It was. He went out and brought it back in with the stick.
Yeah, that was that was a really nice save. So I mean, it's tough to put that on the goalie. Just not a good matchup against this team.
Tampa Bay has put a masterclass on playing on the road these 2 games so far through 5 periods. I mean, they've been really good.
Yeah,
really, really good.
So what is it on aggregate now? 11-3. Do I have that math right? It was 7-2 and now 4-1, so it's 11-3 on aggregate. Tampa
on aggregate, yeah.
What a trip! What a trip to Philadelphia for the Bolts.
Yeah. So far, let's see if the Flyers can muster one up in the third. It doesn't look likely, but you just never know.
I guess, yeah. Well, I mean, what even has to happen for that to happen?
You need to score 1 in the first 5 minutes of the period to give yourself like a mental fighting chance to believe you can win this hockey game. It's not. I always say now in the new NHL, the way it's been now for the last 15 years, it's worst goal. 3-goal lead's the worst goal lead you can have in hockey.
Yeah, it used to be 2.
Now it's 3.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like anyway. But the Flyers they need to be better, and they need to stay out of the penalty box too.
Yeah, that'd be helpful. So how does that math work out? A goal every 7 minutes?
One goal every 6 minutes and 45 seconds.
Maybe. Who knows?
Without giving anything back the other way.
Also that, yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
All right, do you want to do trivia?
Sure.
Let's do trivia.
And you know what? I'm impressed by this because before we even do the song, I want to throw this out there.
Okay.
Normally, I mean, you're very good at making the trivia very related to the team that the Flyers are playing that given night.
I try if I can.
Right. How many times have you had to do it the same team 2 in a row?
Probably never. Probably never 2 in a row.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so you've had to go deep into the memory banks here for the trivia for.
Yeah, I had a different one written, but I thought it was kind of stupid, and then another one hit me this morning.
Okay.
So I think this one will be pretty difficult. Although, with you two, there's always a chance to just get it immediately. So.
Okay.
All right, play me in.
Yeah. All right, ready? Ready, Bundy?
Boom.
Thank you. So the trade deadline, March of 2017. The Flyers sent a player to the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Lightning immediately that same day then sent that same player to the Penguins.
What year is this?
2017.
Okay.
So he was traded twice in the same day. He went from Philly to Tampa and then from Tampa to Pittsburgh in the same day. So who was that player? And then who was the player that the Lightning sent back to the Flyers?
That's a tough one. I was going to say Braden Coburn.
No.
But that's not the answer. Flyers sent a player to Tampa. Tampa Bay sent the player to Pittsburgh. And who did we get for Tampa from Tampa for that player? Boy, you got me really stumped on this one, Andrew. Nothing jumps out in my head right away.
Thought this question was more up Ant's alley, probably.
We got to remember. So it was the trade deadline of 2017.
Yes.
So 1 year I didn't cover hockey.
Oh, sorry.
A
couple people have gotten it, so don't look.
All right, I won't look. I'm trying to think of who was. Can you give me a position?
Defenseman.
Flyers to Tampa, Tampa to Pittsburgh.
Traded him right away.
Same day.
Mark Streit.
That is correct.
Yeah. And who the hell did they get in that deal?
I have no idea.
I
wouldn't have said Mark Streit all day.
Yeah, no.
He scored a massive shorthanded goal in Game 5 against the Penguins in 2018 to keep the Flyers season alive.
Nope. I don't have it.
I think before the Lightning, he was on the Red Wings, if that helps you.
Valtteri Filppula.
That is correct.
No way.
Oh, wow.
You said, as soon as you said Red Wings.
Valtteri Filppula. Yep. Nice guy, by the way.
Yeah, good guy. Yeah, he was a pretty effective player, too. I don't know how long he was here for, but he wasn't a bad player.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Pretty solid in the shootout, too.
Yeah.
What is the point of doing that, by the way? Like, why did the Lightning trade for Streit just to deal him again in the same? Why did teams do that? I've never understood that.
They probably had the guy that they wanted. They were kind of rebuilding still at that point, Tampa. Right?
Were they?
Yeah, they weren't very good.
No, they were just in the playoffs the year before.
Were they?
Well, they were 2 years removed from winning the Stanley Cup, or for winning the East.
Yeah, but I think they had a down year. I remember they had a down year, and then they came out and they won the Stanley Cup.
Okay, mate. I'm saying...
I think there was a down year for Tampa.
2015 was when they lost to the Blackhawks.
Correct.
Well, when did they lose to Columbus 4 straight?
That was 2019.
Yeah, that might have been the year before they won the Cup. It was.
It was the year before the bubble.
Right. So I think before that, there was 1 year, and I don't remember if it was 16-17 or 17-18, that Tampa didn't have a great year.
That must have been the 1 year that they missed the
and I think
playoffs,
it's just kind of like they probably, whoever they got from the Penguins, they were more interested in, and they just knew that
I guess
they could get that for Mark Streit.
Because now, if memory serves, 2016 was when they lost in the conference final to Pittsburgh. So 2017, when this trade was made, I guess that was the one year they missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
The Flyers got Filppula for it, so that was a decent addition. Streit ended up becoming an alternate captain here, didn't he? By the end of his tenure.
Yeah, he was a good player.
He was. Yeah.
He was a good player, just on a bad team, but he was a good player.
All right. What was the thing that you had? Not hockey.
This is not hockey, and I'm gonna. My wife's gonna hate me, but I'm gonna do this right. So, my wife always loves when she goes food shopping to find a deal. Right? Who doesn't like to find a good deal, right? Good deal. And so my wife likes to. We go through bottles of water, like they're going out of style in our house. Okay. And when we had all the kids at home, it made sense to always have multiple cases of water. So she likes to go to the Giant and buy it when they're on sale, like 3 cases for $11.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now all the kids are out of the house. It's just the 2 of us, right? So how many cases of water do you think you would need to have that? Like, can we go through a lot? Maybe we drink 4 bottles each a day, right?
How big is the case? 24,
24.
35?
24. Oh, no, it's 35. You're right, it's 35.
Okay.
Yeah, 35.
You're both drinking 4 a day?
3 to 4. 3 to 4 bottles of water a day, right?
You're more hydrated than I am.
Okay, well, that's is what it is. But so if that's the case, like, how many you think you would need in reserve, like just to have, in storage, right? A case, maybe 2.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna put a picture up on the screen. Okay, this is our storage right now in our house. That is 18 cases of water.
Is there a hurricane coming that I'm not aware of?
I said to my wife, what are you doing? And she said, well, we go through a lot of water. I said, how many months do we need to go through this?
I do the same thing.
Do you really?
I do. I go buy 5 cases of water.
At a time?
Stack them. Yeah. So I don't run out. But I'm the same way. So Maria, I'm with you, girl.
I buy 5 at a time?
It's just crazy to me.
I guess it saves you like a bunch of trips. But
at least you're not running out of it.
But here's the thing, though. My wife goes food shopping at least once a week, if not twice a week. Right? So, like, I look at it and say, do we need all them at once? I don't know.
Is it buy 1, get 17 free?
Yeah, right now.
Well,
or buy 17, get 1 free.
It's 3 cases for $11.
I mean, you're either going to leave it there, or it's going to sit on the floor in the warehouse or the supermarket. So
yeah.
So you're good. You got a lot of water there, get you through the spring there, Ant.
Yeah. I know, absolutely. Hey, you know what, Dave Town, If you don't care, you don't have to watch. See you later. CVS bonus card gets a 32 pack for $2.99. Spread the gospel. That's a good one. That's a good point. That's a good point. By the way, Landros, I don't think there was a Dr. Pepper in there. My wife buys the Zero, Coke Zero. That's what she has off on the side.
Hold it because I thought I saw Dr. Pepper.
There might have been one. There might have been one Dr. Pepper Zero in there.
There's absolutely Dr. Pepper there, right here.
Is there one?
Yeah. The black box to the left.
Okay.
Dr. Pepper.
All right.
For sure.
But all the reds, that's all her Coke Zeros. She's a Coke Zero fan. So.
All right. Well, Bundy, you did mention the Flyers need a goal in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
How do you think they're going to do it?
I'm going to shoot it towards the net.
And hope it goes in?
And hope it goes in. I mean, they got to do something. I mean, there's been sparks in this game where they played well, and there's been periods in the game where they haven't played well. They need to really pour it on offensively, like get some players together that can generate some shots, some chances. Like I said, try to get one the first 5 minutes and then not let Tampa get anything their way. So you got to
stay out of the box.
If you want a chance to win this game, you got to stay out of the box, and you can't let Tampa get one more goal.
Right. All right. So we got about 60 seconds until the third period starts. We'll be here. You're staying up here for postgame, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it'll be the three of us for postgame. Hopefully breaking down how the Flyers miraculously came back and won this game because they could definitely use the 2 points.
My friend Greg Mack thinks it ends 7-1.
That's not out of the realm of possibility, Greg.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you again to everybody for watching. We'll be back in just a little bit to break down this game. Yeah, you could just go ahead and throw away the tape on this game also. This is the Press Row Show. I'll call it the Depressed Row Show.
Yes.
Number 1 rated pregame, intermission, postgame show. It just looked like the exact same thing we saw Saturday.
They got outclassed both games in a row.
No chance in neither game.
No, and Tampa Bay is playing some great hockey right now. They move the puck so efficiently. They get the puck out of their zone so easily. And the Flyers were chasing this hockey game. They chased last game, and they just couldn't get a good start again tonight for whatever reason. Vladar did not have his best stuff tonight. That didn't help the Flyers' case, but it was not a good game. I was not impressed with a lot of people on the ice tonight.
Yeah, I was. That's the thing that really, I guess, gets me, is that Tocchet was not impressed with a lot of guys on the ice on Saturday.
Yeah,
said it publicly, and those same guys did not impress again tonight.
Yeah. It was a rough night for a lot of guys. And the better players, the Flyers' best players, got to step up in games like this. They have to be their best players.
Yeah, and they weren't.
No.
Not even close.
What's disappointing with this is a 2-game set at home, right? Like you play, it's a unique situation, and they're a team in your conference that you may see in the playoffs in the second round, perhaps, something like that, unless one of them slips to a wild card spot. But you had a sample size of the first, like what a first 2 games at home would look like, and you failed miserably at it.
Yeah.
You did. I mean, there's no other way around it. You got lost 7-2 and 5-1.
No, I mean, if you're talking like playoffs, this was very reminiscent, I think, of Game 3. I think it was the first game after Ed Snyder had died against the Capitals. Like, that level of bad. Like, the third period in both of these games, there was just no life in the building, either by the fans or the players, I didn't think.
No, the building was empty by the 10-minute mark of the third
That's
period.
what I'm saying. Yeah, it was just ugly.
Yeah, that Hagel goal in the second period was the dagger. Like I said, if it was 3-1 going into the third period, you probably had a little bit more life, right?
Yeah.
But once it gets to 4-1, it gets bad. So, look, I know fans are going to be disappointed, and they should be. I mean, they should be. This team did not give you the effort in these 2 games that they need to give you. It'd be different if you lose 2 games, but you lose them fighting, right? What I mean by fighting, I don't mean dropping gloves. I mean fighting.
Well, there was plenty of that in this game.
There was plenty of that too. A lot of chippiness in this game. 21 combined penalties. But you go down, like if you lose the game and it's a close game, right? You sit there and go, okay, they're a better team. We know they're a better team, but we hung in there with them and we played a good hockey game against them. When you don't get that the first game, all right, that's one thing. You chalk it up. It's a bad game. When you don't get it the next game, that's a little bit disheartening.
Yeah, I agree. Bundy and I were in agreement. Like, we thought this was going to be the bounce back game. We both picked the Flyers to win.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, hey, it happens, right? It happens. You think you have a read on a group of people, and then it doesn't go that way. Hey, it is what it is. But now you got to go out on the road, and maybe that's what they need that. Maybe get away from home a little bit. Go, it's 2 back-to-back games. It's going to be tough games.
So Wednesday, Thursday,
Buffalo, Pittsburgh. Like we said pregame, the most interesting thing to me is going to be which goalie starts one of those games.
So that I'll talk about that in just a second. Worth noting, though, at least the Sabres got beat at home tonight against the Panthers, so at least there's that.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll have no momentum either.
Yeah. I think that I'm going to predict this. I think Denver Barkey is going to be sent back down.
Okay.
Just since the Edmonton game, he was fine. This homestand, he's not looked very good. And I think that each game has gotten a little bit tougher for him.
I thought Talk was trying to find ways to get him on the ice tonight.
Yeah.
He was looking for the right opportunity.
Yeah.
And it cut his minutes out in certain parts of the hockey game tonight.
Yeah. I think that you're going to see Barkey go back down. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean they call up a goalie and you carry 3 goalies like we talked about earlier? Does that mean that somebody else gets an opportunity? I don't know. I mean, a lot will depend on, obviously Bobby Brink should be back. I mean, it was close to being back today. Should be back maybe. So I mean, he's not on IR or anything. So it'll be interesting to see what they do if they decide to call up another forward or if they decide to call up Kolosov to play one of those games.
So I was going to say so probably not going to be Vladar in both games in the back-to-back. So when would tomorrow be the day you think if they were going to?
They're going to play
Urson.
They're going to. If they do, but if they do play Buffalo and they split the goalies, you'll see Urson against Buffalo.
I would assume,
really.
Yeah. If Erson is going to start, it would be against Buffalo because he's, other than the last start against them, he's actually had a pretty good record against the Sabres.
Yeah, he beat him 5-2 their last time out.
Okay.
When they played him here in Philadelphia.
When they played him here. When they played in Buffalo, though, he did not play as well.
He did not, no.
Right, yeah.
Revisiting the Flyers on this 4-game streak at home here, the 4 games at home, they went 1-2-1.
Yeah, not great.
Not great. No.
Not great. So like that will be an interesting thing to make. To answer your question, Andrew, when will they make?
I'm saying if it happens, when would it be?
It could be before. I think that they're going to give Barkey one more practice with the team, and then because you don't really have to make the move until tomorrow. I mean, really, you don't have to make it on paper until Wednesday. But obviously, if you want the player to get in to make the flight, I mean, it could happen tonight.
Okay.
Could. I mean, because like if somebody wants to get on that flight will be tomorrow afternoon, I would say around 2:00.
Yeah, 2:00 flight.
Yeah, be around 2:00 flight tomorrow afternoon. So you got to get somebody down from Lehigh Valley in the morning, whatever. So like,
Danny and Jonesy are out of town too, I think, huh?
They
were not here tonight.
Yeah, I think they're in they have their mid-year meetings. I think that they're down in Florida for the mid-year team their team meetings, not league mid-year team meetings. I think they're down in Florida. So that's why they were not here tonight.
The only other thing from this game, the only thing that really got the crowd into it in the third period was that scrum. I think it was Paul that went at it with Abels.
Yeah.
And then Gurbankin went after
Crozier.
Yes.
Yeah, it was ridiculous how that ended up. I mean, good on everybody.
Abels had the 2-minute extra penalty minute somehow.
Which was crazy because they called him for boarding, which, whatever. If you watch the hit, I don't think it was boarding, but if you want to call that boarding, you can. The referee's arm did not go right up, okay? It did not. 100%, watch the replay. It did not go right up on the hit. Paul comes over and cross-checks Abels blindly in the back. Like, absolutely cross-checks him in the back. He never sees it coming. Goes down to the ice, okay? That is what sets off the fighting.
Yeah.
That hit on Abels is what sets off the fighting, okay? In the end, after it's all said and done, the two fights each guy gets 5 minutes, whatever. Gurbankin and Crozier each got a game misconduct because I guess it was the second fight, right? That's a thing, right?
Right. They got kicked out.
They got
second
kicked
fight,
out for second fight. But Paul got nothing more than the 5. And Abels got 2 and 5. Like, how do you not give Paul the 2 for cross-checking there?
Yeah, he went right after him.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
I mean, no sense whatsoever. I think the referees blew a lot. They had the coincidental minors with, was it Konechny and...
they shouldn't have called anything at all there.
Neither.
Nothing.
Was Sorelli the other one there?
I think
no, it was Gensel.
Gensel.
Oh, that's right, Gensel.
Gensel. Shouldn't have been either one, but because they wanted to make it even, they gave Konechny a cross-check. He didn't even do that. Like, he gave like a little shove, not even a shove, like just as Gensel was skating by, and Gensel whacked him on the back of his skates. Like, that happens all the time, right? Like you said, Bundy, neither one should be a penalty, but Konechny certainly was not a cross-check. Certainly not.
No, it was just like it was a love tap.
Basically.
Yes.
It was horrible.
Well, then, Konechny seemed to agree with his displeasures with that, and apparently said a little bit too much to the ref, so the ref gave him 10 and threw him out.
Yeah, well, Taka wasn't happy with the penalties were called either. Taka had a long conversation with the officials.
No.
So, and listen, I want to be crystal clear in complaining about how the officials officiated this game.
They would have lost anyway.
It had zero impact on the game.
It's just we're running out of things to talk about.
Right. It had zero impact on the game. Right. They didn't lose because of the refs. Okay. It was a poorly officiated game, but it had no impact on the outcome of the game.
Yeah. I did just for fun. I looked up the final box score. The Flyers in total had 46 penalty minutes tonight.
Yeah,
Which is nuts.
The two teams combined for 21 penalties in 78 minutes. I mean, it's not the Ottawa game from 2004.
No, not even
that
close.
was 213 just for the Flyers.
That was a record. It was
Yeah.
still one of my favorite games ever to cover.
I guess the last thing, and then we'll get out of here. There's been just throughout the course of the game, I talked about him a little bit in first intermission. There's a lot of people that are hitting the panic button with Matvei Michkov.
It was not a good game for him at all.
He had a rough night tonight.
He's just at times like he just feels like you don't even notice him. He's just invisible. No impact on the game. No like exciting plays or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not creating chances. He hasn't scored a goal since December 22nd.
When he doesn't move his feet, he is the most average player there is.
Yeah. That's a problem.
And when he's moving his feet, he does some really good things on the ice.
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And that's why, people yell at us, Bundy, when we sit there and say he's not skating. He has to skate. And until he skates, he's not going to be, you can't use him in, key spots. And people yell at us like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's like, that's what it comes down to for him. It's a very fine line.
Yeah.
It's a fine line. And until he skates, he's got to be used the way he's being used. You saw when he got an opportunity to play a little bit more tonight, and it just didn't work. Like, he's got to skate. That's all there is to it.
Yep.
And then last thing, and then we'll leave because I think Tony Louis hasn't been here in a couple of days. Fresh off of World Juniors, Ant, do you think Berglund and Ruinen look like NHLers to you?
Well, I don't know.
I'm guessing not right now, but
I think Berglund will be an NHLer. I do. Ruinen, we'll see. I mean, hopefully for the Flyers, he is. But I think I need to see a little bit more.
I liked Berglund's performance in juniors, though.
Yeah,
I was happy that Sweden won.
Yeah, Berglund's got a little something there. I think that's a nice pick for them.
Pretty big guy, right?
Yeah. I think that's a good player. Just a reminder for everyone that's still with us. Don't forget Wednesday night, 6 p.m. at Chickies and Pete's in Warrington, Pennsylvania. We'll be joined by Phantoms goalie Carson Bjarnason and defenseman Oliver Bonk. Both will be joining us at Chickies and Pete's. So come on out to Chickies and Pete's in Warrington. Watch the show, Snow the Goalie Radio. Will be me and Bundy out there. Russ is still in Europe, so it'll be nice. Just me and three hockey players. It'll be good. And come out and hang out with us, and then you get to meet Carson and Oliver.
Yeah, and then so back-to-back Wednesday, Thursday at Buffalo, at Pittsburgh, and then we're here Saturday. That's a matinee game, right?
Saturday afternoon against the Rangers with no goaltending. They have no goaltending.
The
Rangers. They lost again tonight.
They had a 2-0 lead on Seattle.
Game.
They lost 4-2.
Yeah, and Seattle doesn't score.
No.
So for them to get 4 goals in 2 periods, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, Quick was better than the 6th spot he gave up against Boston at least today. But we'll see. So we'll be here Saturday. I think 1 o'clock game.
1 o'clock game, 12:30.
Yeah, and then tomorrow, what was the city again? I'm sorry.
Buffalo.
There's nothing tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Wednesday we're in Warrington.
I know you think today is Tuesday.
I'm all over the place.
That's okay. Wednesday we're in Warrington prior to the Flyers game in Buffalo. We are on 6 to 7, and then the Flyers play in Buffalo that night.
Okay. Yeah. So that's where you can find these guys, and then we'll be back Saturday afternoon. Thank you everybody again for watching.
And don't worry, Len DeJoseph. Andrew will be hosting again on Saturday.
Yes, that'll be my last one.
Yeah, Russ is still away until next week.
And I hand the keys back over to Russ.
Yeah,
you should just keep them.
I don't think I can do that.
Never let him have them again.
Although he did give me the password to the Twitter, so I can change the password now and lock him out.
Yeah, that's good. There you go. Just don't tell him.
No, definitely not.
There you go.
All right. So yeah, rate, review, subscribe, share with your friends. Let's go home.
Thanks, Andrew.
Bad series. Bad
Rough
series.
2 games. Yeah, the Flyers lost 2 in a row here, and they need to get back on the horse Wednesday in Buffalo. There's no way around it. They have to keep collecting points. As nice as a start they've had the first half of the year, they cannot fall back on their laurels and let things slip, or they're going to be out of the playoffs again.
Yeah.
I got a lot of thinking about who I'm going to pick for that Flyers-Sabres game.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get out of here. Thank you again.
Good night, everybody.
See you guys.